Today's story is The Last Stop on Market Street by Matt De La Pena. CJ pushed through the church doors. He skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw the straw. From the bus stop he watched water pool on the flower petals. He watched rain patter against the windshields of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" The bus creaked. "Boy, what do we need a car for? We've got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed, sagged, and its doors swung open. "What is that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked, and he pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear. He placed it into his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. The old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a "good afternoon." She made sure CJ did the same. "Good afternoon." The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always gotta go after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Kobe never have to go nowhere." "Well, I feel sorry for those boys," she told them. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by them on either side, and he watched a group of boys hop curbs on their bicycles. A man climbed aboard with his spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing there today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved by and stood in the back. "I sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got a real living thing sitting right across from you. Why don't you ask that man if he'll play for you?" CJ did not have to. The guitar player was already plucking the strings and began to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered, "I'd like to close my eyes." Nana closed her eyes too. So did CJ, and so did the spotted dog, just listening to the music on the bus. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus and out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves. He saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky. He saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him a feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at a coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it into the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks, broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows, and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled and pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're better off if you witness just what is beautiful. It's easier to see." And then CJ saw a perfect rainbow arcing over their soup kitchen. He wondered how Nana always found beautiful things wherever they were, even when he couldn't see them at first. He looked all around for them again, at the bus riding to the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. And when they spotted the familiar faces of the window, he said, "Well, I'm glad we came." He thought his Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now, come on."